Hi guys, I'm Audrey and today I'm going to talk about standalones that I read in 2015 and really enjoyed and only recommend. Let's get started. The first standalone I read in 2015 was A Little Something Different by Sandy Hall, and it was recommended by my bestie Polly from Polly and Books. She texted me and she was, "Oh, I just finished this book and Audrey, I promise you it's something you would really enjoy and you have to read it." So I read it and yes, I really enjoyed it and yes, it was so cute. A Little Something Different is about two teenagers who are at college and they're called Leah and Gabe, and their love story, how they fall in love and everything, but it's not written in their point of view but in different point of views, like all their friends, the delivery guy, squirrel, a bank that they're sitting on, and the barista at Starbucks. Like everyone who sees their chemistry and who knows what's going on, but not those two. And so this was a really cute idea to write something different like that, and it's really good and it's really short, and I only recommend this if you like contemporary and YA and romance. The next book that I read was Solitaire by Alice Oseman, and it's also YA, it's also contemporary. This book is about Torrey Springs and a blog called Solitaire that seems to be focusing on her and her way, like her story, how she finds out what happens in there, and a lot of other things that happen that are involved in it, that I don't really want to say because I don't want to spoil or anything. And yeah, even though it's a heart, solitaire, like on the cover, it says this is not a love story. So despite what you think that this might be a super cute romance novel, it's not. It's more about her finding something out and discovering something in a way. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's so good and it's written so well. Seriously, when I read it in 2 days, at the time when I had my finals, and it was worth it because that book was so good. I got totally lost in that, in Alice's writing and the storyline in itself, and I can only recommend it. It's so good. The next standalone I read was Love Letters to the Dead by Eva Delira. I won this at a giveaway in November last year, but I didn't pick it up until April this year. But I can really recommend this. A lot of people on Tumblr have been raving about this one and saying how it wrecked them and destroyed them. I have to confess that I wasn't as emotionally wrecked in the end. I don't know why. I mean, it still got me at some point, but I wasn't a sobbing mess like a lot of other friends of mine were. So this book is about Laurel, who had this assignment in English class where she had to write dead people letters, or a letter, and she started writing letters to lots of famous dead people like Kurt Cobain, Janis Joplin, Heath Ledger, and Amy Winehouse, and many more. And in those she's talking about things that are currently happening in her life, and lots of other things that happens or happened, and she's coping with some stuff while writing those letters. And yeah, I don't want to spoil or anything. So let's just say that in the end there's this huge plot twist that got me speechless, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Even though I wasn't a sobbing mess, I enjoyed it. Okay, you don't have to be a sobbing mess to enjoy a book. And I still really recommend this, and I still think that the cover is gorgeous. And It's also YA and it's also contemporary. The next standalone novel seriously wrecked me. Like, seriously, it did. And that was All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. I have to say, the last 50 pages, I was in denial, I was crying, then I read the author's note, and then I was just a mess. Like a complete, like beyond saving. I was just crying into the book. I didn't even care anymore. And yes, it's really awesome. It's really good, and I can only recommend this. This book is about Finch and Violet, who are at kind of like different parts of the population scala in high school, and they are thrown together for a project, like a school project, where they have to to find famous places in their state and have to document them being there and stuff and everything. And yeah, this book deals with depression and lots of other things, and it's so wonderful, and then it wrecks you. Yay! It's also YA and also contemporary. So the next standalone is contemporary, but it's not YA. It's Safe Haven by Nicholas Sparks. If you have seen my previous videos, I already talked a bit about this one, and I already said that I'm a huge Nicholas Sparks fan. I'm a huge fan of the way he writes his romance, and this is like my favorite novel of him, because it's not only this typical romance from Nicholas Sparks that you have here, but you have some aspects of thriller inside of it, and suspense, and so many other things that you didn't think you would get while reading a Nicholas Sparks novel. So this was a huge page turner for me, and I really enjoyed it and I really liked it, and I can only recommend this. Kissing people on the cover, because that's like on every Nicholas Sparks movie tie-in book. Recently I saw the movie, and you know how it is when books are made into movies, it can be a huge hit or miss. I think this one was a huge hit, because even though they changed some minor things in the movie, it still made sense, and I still found it made this book justice. And I think that's the only thing that matters, that when you have a movie that's based on a book, that you make its book justice. So the next book is again YA and contemporary, and I think it's set in the 70s or 80s. I think it's 70s. Either way, that book is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Audreys-Book-Nook. I'm sorry if I pronounce anything wrong. So, I got this book as a birthday present from Ashley from Sparkle's Books, and she gave this to me because she told me that it's one of her favorites and that I totally have to read it. Thank you, Ashley. I totally love this book. I finished it in like 1 or 2 days, I can't quite remember, but I finished it like really quickly. I just got totally lost in the writing. It's so easy to get into this book, and you just go with the flow and everything, and I can't really describe this writing. It's just so good that you just keep on reading, not because it's so much suspense or anything. It's just more, it's so easy to get lost. This book is about Ari and Dante, and they are both half Latinos, and they meet one day at the swimming pool, and then they become friends, and then they read poetry and swim together and hang out and just become these really good friends. And yeah, I really liked it. I don't want to spoil or anything more, and can only recommend this. The book that I read directly after I finished that last one was also YA. It was also contemporary, and this time it's set in the 80s, and that is Liana and Park by Rainbow Rowell. This is like one of the cutest books I've ever read. Like, those two, they were so adorable at some points that I had this huge feeling to smash my face against the wall just to get rid of all those feelings. Like, they were too much for me. Like, oh my god, this was too adorable for me to handle. But yeah. So this book is about Liana and Park, as you probably already know. And yeah, how they met, and like the circumstances they live in under, and how their relationship progressed from the first time they saw each other and actually didn't like each other and then just become like super adorable that I want to smash my face against the wall. I don't know what to say more without spoiling anything, just that it's really good, and I just love the way how Rainbow Rowell writes romance. It feels so real. It's not insta love, and you just fall in love along the way. And I can only recommend it. The next standalone that I read after that one was Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver, and I already made a book talk about this one. I'm going to put the link down below if you want to watch it and want to hear me talking about it for like, I think 15 minutes or something, because that book is so good and I can only recommend it. It's YA and contemporary, more or less contemporary. It's a bit supernatural at some points, and it's about Samantha Kingston, who has like the perfect high school life, what you want, everything. And one evening she dies. The catch is that she relives the last day of her life 6 times more. And so along the way she finds out a lot about her other classmates and her friends, and she has just this huge character development that I totally adore. And yeah, if you want to know more, you can watch my book talk video. The last book on my standalones I read in 2015 and really enjoyed and loved and only recommend list is The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness. You know how it is when it comes to YA and fantasy. There are always chosen ones, and there's only just this one person that is like, who changes everything, and the whole series is just about them. Don't get me wrong, I do love my chosen ones and the ones who defy a system and everything. I'm totally down for that. But this book is about those people who aren't the chosen ones. This book is about the people who just live there, along all those chosen ones and everything. And I really enjoyed this. It's such a good book. It's also kind of like thought-provoking at some points, and what I really liked was how Patrick Ness kind of intertwine the issue of mental health and mental illness in this book and in this plot. Like those four main characters who are not chosen ones, they all have some flaws. They all are have something, you know, they can't change about them. I can really recommend this. And the cool thing about this copy is that it glows in the dark. Like all those characters you can't really see, they glow in the dark. So cool. This is it. Those are the 9 standalones that I read in 2015 and that I thoroughly enjoyed and loved and can only recommend to you. If you have read them as well, just feel free to comment below and we can talk about this. I would love to hear your opinion about those books. Thank you very much for watching. I wish you a great night, day, morning, noon, afternoon, or whatever time, whichever time zone you're in and you're currently watching this. See you next time. Bye.